Hey, this is Mike from the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today we're looking at Starlight, a game on Kickstarter of space exploration and combat and survival. A few disclaimers before we jump in. This is an early demo version of the game. I imagine lots of things will change, but I should at least be able to give you an idea of how the game plays. And also, I receive no compensation for doing this content. I just want to show the game off. And I also have a separate review video if you'd like to see what I think of the game, what could be maybe improved during the development cycle, and what I think is working really well now. Now, Starlight is a campaign game, and I'm going to show you a scenario a little bit into the demo I was provided. I had about 5 missions, and this is the third one. I'm not going to go through all the story of what led our characters to where they are. I'll let you experience that for yourself with the game. But just to be clear, I am showing gameplay after you've gained some things and some special powers to kind of show the full extent of the system, or at least as much as I have. They do have more simple tutorial missions before this, but I thought those weren't as interesting to show off. So in this scenario, the Sparrow, which is kind of like our home ship, is trying to escape this little solar system here. And the demo can only be played with 1 or 2 players. The full game will go up to 4. So I have Violet Ray flying the Merkava, and I have Starla flying the Kenosis. Now, unfortunately, the flying base for Starla's ship snapped in shipping the game from Canada, so I'm just going to have the ship by itself without a base for this game, whereas Violet Ray's ship will have the full thing. And my ships can start within any of these 5 hexes around our home ship, so we'll just have them kind of split their attention a bit. Now, in terms of terrain, we have a planet that's set on the board here, some asteroid fields that can cause damage if you move into them. And then we've got a couple of spawn points here, because you'll see for this mission, the enemy's going to keep on coming and coming to try to destroy our Sparrow home ship. And we're going against synthetic fighters in this mission. And the mission controls where they're going to spawn, here and here. So the little kind of pointier part of their base is where they're facing. I realize it's kind of hard to see. We've got 2 regular synthetic fighters, one to either side, and then a really strong advanced synthetic fighter in front of us. Now, each enemy has a little board that keeps track of their hull strength and their shield strength, and also any status effects currently affecting them. So here's what we have so far, and just to show you what they have going on. So the basic synthetic fighter has 6 hull, 2 shield, and a base attack stat of 2. We just mark those with these little cubes, nice and easy. The elite fighter has 6 hull and 4 shields, so a bit more shields, 1 more attack, and then also is immune to both the stun status effect and the radar jam status effect, so they're a little bit harder to deal with. Now, as for our own ships, each of them has a base hull and shield value plus some keywords, and those determine what tech cards you can level up into. So you'll see I've marked our hull and shield value. Now, we've already upgraded our shields by 2 points. That's from an earlier mission. We've also got our stress value, which is going to start at 0. Whenever we do certain stress actions, it'll go up and mess us up in different ways. We've got our basic actions. So we've got a basic turn here that can use either an attack or movement action. We'll get to all of that. We've got kind of like this rest action turn you can take to heal, basic turn, basic moving forward, and a basic attack. Now, additionally, this has already been set earlier in the campaign, but you choose initially. Each of our ships has a weapon upgrade and sometimes has limited ammo, in this case 2 shots. And also an engine upgrade, so Violet Ray has a burn and flip. She can shoot forward and then flip around. Each player needs 4 dice. If I was playing solo, I'd have 5. And then also some upgrades. I've got a targeting ion tech upgrade for Violet Ray here. Plus, she's earned a pilot ability into the breach, which is basically a taunt. She can pull people from far away. And you'll see again for things that have supply or ammo, I'm marking it with little cubes, and I can mark it down as it runs out. Starla has the exact same stuff, so just to kind of run through it. She's got a barrel roll, which lets her move to the left or the right without changing direction. She's got a long shot that can do a bunch of damage very far away, and is shield piercing. That's what this little effect symbol means. She's got a cool pilot ability, Focus, which lets her hit an extra enemy. So like if she got 2 enemies in line with her long shot, she could hit them both. And then she's got Target Lock that can put a lock on a bunch of enemies in range and make them easier for both of us to hurt. And for the final steps of setup, we need to shuffle our modifier deck. This is just like Gloomhaven, where it's kind of like pluses and minuses to your damage value. You can clearly see the inspiration here. And we also shuffle the enemy's modifier deck, and also their combat deck is going to determine what they do. And that's it for setup. Let's get to gameplay basics. So the general structure of turns in Starlight Space Combat is a player turn happens where the players can simultaneously resolve their actions in whatever order they like. And then the enemies get a turn, and you go back and forth until you win or lose. On a player's turn, they roll their 4 dice. In the end, all they have is movement and shooting. Now you do have some dice that show both symbols, and you can choose which one you want to use. And there are dice that also have the stress symbol, which is also a move or a shoot, and also raises up your stress meter, but some actions will gain bonuses from using the stress, so it's kind of a risk-reward sort of thing. Each action can have as many dice as shown assigned to it, so for example, you can do a 2 move forward only twice per turn. And many actions will also have a plus symbol, like this burst fire weapon. So if I do 1 die here, I'll do a 1 damage attack at up to 2 targets within the indicated target range, with this being my ship. But if I spend 2 combat dice, then I'll do 2 damage to each of them instead. So a lot of things are kind of boostable like that if you want to use more dice. But this is still only single use per turn. So if I put a die here, I couldn't later put another die here. I have to boost it when I attack with it. Some advanced actions like Violet Rays, Burn, and Flip also require 2 dice. So here I'd have to put 2 movement dice to use this ability. And this is a common symbol. You'll see this means that if at least one of those dice is a stress die, I get to turn for free before or after that movement. Now for moving your ships, it's all about facing. So if I'm going forward, I'm going wherever my nose is pointing. And you can't crash into other ships. If you would move through them, you could just move past them with no penalty. If you would end your move in their space, you just go 1 back from where you were. If you go into asteroids, you take 1 hull damage immediately. That's if you move through them or end your turn on them. And that's about it. You'll see more specialized things as I go and use my special abilities and things, but that's the basic idea of the game. Now, as for the enemies, you'll draw 1 card for each type of enemy. Now, here it's simple. We only have synthetic fighters. And it'll give a left to right little order of activations of what they do. This means they turn to face the closest person. If there's multiple people tied for that, they'll face the person with the most hull. Then they do this exact move, and again, they'll stop short if they would move into a occupied hex. Then in this case, they turn again and try to shoot with this pattern. And they have the same thing, except instead of this being the damage value, this is the modifier to their damage value. So for example, the basic synthetic fighter has 2 damage, so this would just be a 2 damage attack because there is no bonus. That's how many targets are hit within the attack range. It could be more than 1. And they'll sometimes have status effects like this will raise your stress meter 1. You resolve enemy activations in order from 1 to however many of them you have, and then you're back to the next player turn. So nice and simple system. Now I do finally need to talk about the specific mission. So here the Sparrow is trying to escape. So at the end of every round, it's going to move forward 2, and it's got 8 hull points, and enemies will target it just like they would target me if it's the closest thing to them. So we need to get it off the board entirely, protect it long enough that it can make its journey north. And we lose if we're both defeated, and we also lose if it's defeated. We win if it makes it off the map. And one more special scenario rule. We've got these 2 spawn points. I'm going to place a die on here. At the end of each round, we're going to tick it up to 2 and then to 3. When it gets to 3, we're going to spawn a new synthetic fighter over here and move the die to the other spawn point. Or to translate, because that sounded more complicated than it is, we're going to spawn an enemy on alternating spawn points every 2 rounds. All right, so let's get to it. We have a natural target for each of our ships, although we don't want to forget that there is this really damaging advanced fighter up ahead, although I don't think he'll be able to reach our ship the first round. So let's see what Violet Ray and Starlight each want to do. This mission is not necessarily about destroying all the enemies, it's more about keeping our mothership alive. So Violet Ray is going to roll. Okay, nice mix of things. She can move, attack, whatever she would like. And again, the basic actions, everyone can move forward 2 for a movement. Everyone can move forward and then turn and move forward for another movement. Everyone can rotate freely for 1 die. And they can attack at about a basic range of 3 in front of them. Now, Violet Ray's got this multi-hit attack, Burst Fire, which she'd rather not use until there's 2 enemies in range. And she's got Burn and Flip that lets her go past somebody and flip around, because something else I didn't say in the rules explanation, if you shoot somebody in the back or they shoot you in the back, you always draw from the modifier deck and add to or subtract the damage indicated, but then you'll draw 2 cards and get the better one. So I think Violet Ray is going to turn and then rotate herself and then do a basic attack for 3 damage. To show you that on the board, she's going to go turn and there, rotate, and then this guy's just within 3 range. That also keeps her a little bit forward in case this other ship gets a little bit aggressive. So she's got 3 base damage with a 0 modifier, so she's going to do 3 damage to the enemy overall. This is ship number 1. Damage always comes from shields first, then from the hull, unless it's piercing damage like Starla's long shot ability. Speaking of Starla... Alright, so remember this is a move or shoot. It just uses a stress. She's got a basic move and another shot. So she can pretty easily get up in this guy's face and shoot him once. She could even shoot with her long shot, although that only has 3 ammo, but it is shield piercing, so she might be able to blow this guy up pretty easily if she hits him with it once or twice. She could even use her target lock ability to put a target lock on enemies within 2 or 4 range, depending on how many dice she uses. That would give her advantage against hitting them, regardless of whether she's behind them or not. Well, that seems like a waste to use one of my 2 ammo for that on only one guy. So yeah, you know what? Let's go for a double long shot. That's going to be doing 4 potential damage, plus or minus whatever the modifier deck gives me. And this guy's already within the 4 range. So come on, big money. -1, so 3 damage overall. But that was a piercing shot, so this guy's down to 3 life. If I can long shot him again, I might be able to blow him up straight up without ever going through his shields. And I don't really want to gain stress yet, so I think I'm not going to use that. Instead, I'll just do a barrel roll. I can go forward to the left or the right. I guess let's go that way towards the other enemies. So that's it for our turn. And again, Violet Ray and Starla could have taken those actions simultaneously. I could have done one thing for Starla and then done something for Violet Ray. Now we have our first enemy action. So they're going to turn, go forward 3. Wow, they're really going to come into range quickly. Turn again and shoot within the first 2 spaces in front of them. They'll get +1 damage to the attack, targeting 1 person, and then they'll regenerate 1 shield if they've lost any. So we do this in order. Number 1 rotates, tries to go 3 and stop short, so right in front of Violet Ray. Then he's going to shoot her, 2 damage normally, but +1 from the attack, so 3. Hopefully the modifier deck will be kind. Oh my! Hey, complete miss. We are happy about that. Okay, number 2 doesn't need to rotate. We'll move 3, and then we'll rotate. But luckily still not in the rear arc of Starla, so not going to get advantage for this attack. But it is a 3 damage attack, +1, 4 damage. Now, whenever you suffer damage, you can choose to flip over one of your equipment cards to cancel the attack entirely. So I can get rid of my barrel roll or my long shot, but it seems pretty early to do that, so I guess we'll just suffer the 4. But you know, I don't think I should because that's a huge amount of damage. I doubt I'll get another hit like that. So even though it pains me to do so, let's get rid of our barrel roll really early. Now because of the other part of the action, Synthetic Fighter 1 will recharge 1 shield, so now he's a little bit harder to kill. And our Advanced Fighter, Fighter 3 is going to come right in, but there is nobody within the 2 hexes right in front of him, so luckily he won't shoot us. Or I should say there wasn't anybody because now the Sparrow is heading right towards him. Yikes. And we're counting up. At the end of next round, we'll spawn another synthetic fighter there. Not looking great. All right, so round 2. Starla might be able to finish this guy off with her piercing long shot if she can turn to face him. Violet Ray has pretty much no chance of finishing this guy off, but more importantly, we want to make sure that the Sparrow is not getting attacked. And it'd be great if we can get that guy to get out of its way so we can actually move its full 2 movement forward. So let's do Starla's turn first, see if she can get a double attack. And yes, she can. So she'll use one of her movement dice to rotate and face this guy. And she'll do a double long shot. It's 4 base damage, so hopefully she can finish this guy off. She only needs 3, and +1, so 4 damage, more than enough. So he is blown up, although he'll just spawn back in a second. But the long shot is down to just 1 ammo left. Now I can't rotate again, which would be the best way to get me back in the fight. So I guess I'll just take a turning move. So go like that, and then we should be able to shoot up past the asteroid soon. As for Violet Ray, she could just shoot this guy right now. She could barrel past him and do a burn and flip and shoot him from behind. Let's see what her actual options are. Ooh, okay, so to shoot, she would have to take some stress. Actually, I think she's going to focus on defending the Sparrow this turn. So she's got her targeted ion ability, which does not have any ammo. She can use it over and over again. So for 1 die, she can hit somebody within 3 range and slow them down, which means they can't move for the turn. They can still rotate, but they can't move. And I wonder if she does that to 1, maybe that'll prevent him from hitting us all together. So she'll go ahead and take 1 stress. It doesn't hurt us until we take 3, then we add a miss card to our deck. And with that, she'll slow down fighter number 1, and you'll see they have nice little things to put the status effects right on the enemy. Next, I think she'll use her 2 movements. She'll do 1, and then 2, and get like right up in this other synthetic fighter's face. And she won't use the second stress this turn. I don't want to take that much damage all at once. Actually, wait, no. This guy's definitely going to shoot me in the back. So let's go ahead and use the second movement to move past this guy. Now, yes, he'll probably shoot her from behind, but at least the other guy hopefully won't have a target for anybody. It does give her 2 stress, 1 away from adding a miss to her modifier deck. So yeah, this could be a rough turn for us, but at least the Sparrow should be safe. Okay, let's see what our synthetic fighter friends do. Alright, so they're going to kind of slip to the left and then shoot about 2 spaces in front of them, and they will add 1 stress to anybody they hit. Now we're both 3 away from fighter number 1, so he would turn towards the person with more hull, which is them, but it looks like... Oh wait, will he be able to hit them? Oh, cruddy will. Darn it. My slow did not actually help. But Fighter 3 is going to turn toward me, slide 2 to the right, turn back toward me. I guess I can pick since it's equidistance. Let's have him go like that, and he'll hit me. Darn it. So 2 base attack against the Sparrow. -1. Awesome. Only 1 damage out of 8, so they're down to 7 hull. As for the Advanced Fighter, 3 base attack against me. Okay, just 3 damage. But it will raise my stress by 1 because of that computer symbol, so now I'm adding a miss to my deck. And I want both of us to throw away things too early, so we'll just take the 3 damage and the miss goes in. The Sparrow continues its forward path, but the number 2 Synthetic Fighter is back in action, and now the guy's going to jump over here, so in 2 more rounds we'll get another guy over there. Now Starla's pretty far out of position. That's not great. Violet Ray is doing okay. She can try to hit this Advanced Fighter, but man, it has a lot of damage. This guy's going to catch up pretty quickly. I wish he was 1 closer, because her slow ability has 3 range, and he's not quite there. So let's have Starla go first, and she's way out of range. Okay, 2 move, 2 attack. I think she'll use an attack to turn, because she needs to get back in this. And then maybe 1 regular move, 1 turning move. That gets her into position. And this guy's nasty enough. Let's use a target lock just for him. That's 1 of its 2 ammo. But it does mean that basically forever, there are ways to get rid of it, but I don't think these enemies have any ways. He's going to get 2 cards drawn against him. We'll have advantage with all attacks against him. So with that, let's see if Violet Ray can shoot him while also defending the Sparrow. Okay, we got a decent number of options here. All right, I got an idea. Let's use 1 movement die just to rotate to attack range. Let's go and do a basic shot against him. Yes, it's only 1 damage, but with the advantage from the target lock, I've drawn 2 cards, and it might actually still be useful. Or just get rid of some zeros, so that's just 1 damage. This guy clearly not too concerned yet. Then I think I'm going to turn, so I'll go like that. That should make me... I guess we're equidistant, so maybe he'll still target the Sparrow. But here's the important thing. I'm now within 3. I'm going to use my targeted ion again. So I had to slow down number 1 again, and I'll be very surprised if he can get an attack off this time. Hopefully not. And then he should be like way out of position, and maybe we'll keep him multiple rounds to catch back up to us. But let's see what the enemy has in store, especially with our new friend up above. Oh, crud. Okay, they're going to move forward 2 and then shoot everybody around them. This one was a misprint in the demo. There should be a little ship symbol in there. That might be good for me, though, because I don't know if they'll be in range for that. Okay, so number 1 turns and then anemically does nothing. Hooray! Number 2 is just going to bolt forward over here and then I guess turn toward us, but clearly the shot won't hit. Oh, no, this is bad. The Sparrow has the highest hull, so in the tiebreaker, he's going toward it. And that attack had infinite targets, so he's going to hit both of us for a 3 base attack damage and raising stress by 1, so Violet Ray is going to be up to 4 stress in a second. Oh, man, let's hope it doesn't hit hard. The Sparrow, that's the really important one. 3 damage, so it's down to 4 life. Not good. Oh gosh, and then Violet Ray has her back to him. So drawing 2 cards, +1, or ×2. Yeah, I think she's going to have to burn something. So that'd be a 6 damage attack. Let's get rid of her burn and flip, because I still want the burst fire, and her stress is up to 4. And by the way, if her stress ticks all the way up to 10, she has to draw trauma cards, and like this really negative stuff happens, so let's hope we don't get to that. But good news is, with this guy being right in front of us, the Sparrow can move straight past it. I mean, I guess that's good. And we're ticking up toward another reinforcement over here. Oh man, yikes, yikes, yikes. How do we deal with this? If she can slow that guy down again, she can basically leave him in the dust, and then we move up to take that guy's fire. This guy's definitely going to smash the Sparrow right in the back. How do we deal with that? I'm not sure. Maybe if we go in guns blazing, we can take him out with the advantage from the target lock? I mean, let's try it. Alright, come on, Violet Ray, get some attacks. Oh man, I'll have to get stressed to attack. Darn it. Now, she could also use Into the Breach, which means every enemy within 3 range has to target her as its priority. So, if she moved a bit away, like say over here, then he would theoretically come towards her and leave the Sparrow alone. That might be worth it, kind of taunting him away. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, I'm going to take more stress. I'm going to slow down that other fighter again. That means I do get a second miss in my deck. Oh, Lord, so much stress. I'll turn to Getaway. I'll use Into the Breach, one of my 2 uses to taunt everybody. And then I'll move out. So this guy's slowed down. No way he's catching up for a little while. And she'll go over here. Oh, but he still could get her. Well, so it goes. But yeah, so now he's taunted toward her. He'll have to go attack her. And the Sparrow should be able to get away pretty easily. How about you, Starla? You're not looking stressed at all. Lots of movement. A pretty good roll overall. I do think I want to do a double-powered basic attack on that advanced fighter, and then she can move around. So because of a target lock, she has advantage on the attack, 2 cards. Ooh, -1 or +2, so that'll be 5 damage, yes. So he's down to, actually only having 4 hull left, not bad. Now, as for movement, she wants to intercept any attack from that guy. So 1 move can get her like that. And another one can, I guess, just burst ahead and say, hey, come attack me. All right, let's see what the enemies do. Okay, so they're kind of slipping right and then attacking in front and behind any number of people. Jeez. Okay, so number 1 is going to turn to face me, but no, his attacks can't hit me. Good. Number 2 is going to turn to face Starla, go right there. Oh my gosh, right behind her. And then he'll turn. No, he's not going to hit the Sparrow too, is he? No, okay, good. It's just 1 out of range. Oh, no, I'm wrong. Yes, it does get hit. Darn it. He hits both of us, and he has advantage against her. The number 3 is going to, let's see, how would, I guess I can pick. So we go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so he's going to get advantage attack on Violet Ray. Not good. All right, so number 2's got 2 base damage. He's going to attack the Sparrow first. No, +1. Oh my gosh, it is down to 1 life, everybody. And then on Starla, -1. I wish that was for the ship, so that's only 1 damage on her. Yeah, she's got a ton of life left. I just got to get in these guys' faces and stay there. Meanwhile, Violet Ray's got the superpowered guy attacking her with advantage. Oh, but both 0s, so that's just 3 damage, which is still not great. 1, 2, 3. She could cancel that by getting rid of her burst fire, but she hasn't used it yet, and also I might take a 4 damage hit, but yeah, she's only got 4 life left. All right, the Sparrow ticks up. Oh, we're getting close to the end. As close as we are, the enemy is not going to let us go that easy. We got another reinforcement. How many more turns do we have to survive? 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right, there you are. Number 4. 2 shields, 6 hull, like the other basic ones. All right, Violet Ray's targeted ion can hit 2 people if she puts 2 dice into it. So what I'm hoping is she can get 2 dice in, stun them both, or slow them down both, and then get the heck out of there. That's going to leave Starla with the job of protecting the ship, though. Okay. More stress. That'll put way more misses in her deck, but right now, I don't want to get to the 10, but misses aren't the worst thing. So yeah, okay, she'll go ahead and slow them both down. Now the 7 adds 2 misses in her deck, so she's got 4 of them floating around in there. With her 2 remaining dice, she's going to get the heck out of dodge. Let's see. Oh, no, you know what? She'll do 2 forward and then a turn. Oh, but she's so far out of position. That seems like a terrible idea. No, let's not do that. Let's do a turn and move forward 2 and hopefully help the Sparrow out a bit. Now, meanwhile, for Starla, she wants to stay right next to number 2. Otherwise, it'll target the Sparrow and definitely destroy it. So maybe if she, kind of comes around here, so it'll hopefully, move past her or something. Because it will target her since she has more hull as kind of the tiebreaker. But then she also wants to stay as close to this guy. So I guess she wants to get right here. Can she even make that happen? Well, right here would be fine because that would be 4 away from him, which is the same as a Sparrow. But again, she'd get first notice. So yeah, let's do it. Oh my gosh. All right, well, I guess we'll be getting some stress too. So the big thing is a rotate and then a turn. That'll use 2 of those dice. And honestly, I don't think I'm going to have her use the other ones because I can't shoot anything. So her stress ticks up to 2. And this could be it. This is a pretty make or break turn. If the enemy attacks the Sparrow, we're done. So let's see. They're moving backwards 1 and then shooting in front of them. Okay, let's see how that works out. They can hit 2 targets and they're going to regenerate 1 shield. All right, so neither of our slowed people hit me because again, it goes 3 ahead and then kind of into a burst, which won't quite reach me. My number 2 will back up, turn towards Starla. Oh, so he's actually not got an advantage on her, but he is going to hit her. And just a 2 damage attack, she can certainly tank that. And then this guy backs up 1 and does nothing. Well, that was good at least. He got out of the fray. The Sparrow's almost out, but another guy is almost in here. All right, so I think we might actually be able to do this. I got to get her up to deflect that guy off, and then Violet Ray can take care of him. The other 2 fighters should be way too far out. All right, not sure Violet Ray's going to attack with all those misses, but if she can at least keep this guy's attention on her. Well, might as well attack, I guess, right? First let's see what Starla's doing. I bet she can give some advantage to Violet Ray. Okay. So I think Starla's going to use 1 die to turn. Another die to move up 2. She's definitely the target now. Let's use the other 2 dice to do her last target lock. So it'll hit you within 4 range. So both these guys will be target locked, giving us advantage against them. Although I just realized Violet Ray's already in this guy's rear arc, so I guess she would have gotten advantage anyway, but hey, it still feels cool. So she'll do a double shot at him for 3 damage. And so that's 3. And that's right, he's the new 2, so he's unhurt, so that didn't do too much. And then, let's see, I think she's going to use her other 2 move dice to move here. I don't want him looking at the Sparrow no matter what. Okay, I feel pretty confident we'll be safe here, but who knows what kind of goofy stuff they'll pull. They got to turn, slip right, turn, and shoot. Oh god, what am I doing, Violet Ray? I forgot these guys were in here. So number 1, we'll turn towards her, slip right. Okay, so he's definitely not in range. That's good. And this guy is also not in range. Okay. Number 2, right on her, will be able to shoot her. Yeah. And he'll get advantage. And he raises her stress by 1. And 4 can't move past the planet, so he'll actually just stay put instead of moving, which means he doesn't hit her. So that's... Oh, wait, does he hit her? Yes. Never mind, he does. He gets her right there. So they each gaining 1 stress. That does put a miss in Starla's deck. Now the attack on Starla, just 1 damage, no problem. The attack with advantage on Violet Ray. Okay, so that's 3 damage. She's only got 4 hull left. Well, you know what? I guess it still makes more sense to take it, because now she can cancel any attack against her, even if it's like a 6 or something. Okay. They're 1 turn away, but no, another ship is coming. Oh man, it is zeroed right on him. What do I do? Okay, so Starla's got to get in there to block him. This guy shouldn't be able to get around the planet to shoot us. And then Violet Ray just wants to escape so that she can't get another trauma added by being defeated. All right, so let's do Violet Ray first. Okay, a lot of movement. That's what I needed. So I think she'll do a targeted ion on this guy to slow him down so he can't catch her. And then with her other 2 non-stress dice, because she has enough stress, I think she'll turn and jet forward. That should take her to safety. Meanwhile, Starla's a big one. Okay, she can handle that. So I'm going to get like right up on this guy. Again, I'm going to just hope he doesn't do much. So let's do 1, 2, and then turn past. So that's just 1 stress. And, I mean, sure, she can face him because the stress and getting misses won't affect her. But yeah, this guy, there should be no way he's going to hit the Sparrow, I hope. Just to show you where she is, that's 4 stress. I know that's right, she used the 1 to turn, so she gets another miss added, but she's more concerned with surviving. All right, we just got to not get hit here. Okay, so they slip right and then shoot pretty far in front. Let's see how it works out. All right, so number 1 doesn't go anywhere important. We're fine. Number 2 is very similar. Number 3 as well, so no concern for them. All right, but here's what really matters. Oh, crud, oh, crud, oh, crud. So 4 tries to move into the planet and can't, so we're fine from him. 5, though, faces her, goes like that. Okay, now she's equidistant, but she still has more hull, so yes, she's going to get shot, and not even with advantage, though. And then nothing else bad is going to happen. It's going to add 1 stress to her, but we're okay. So I think we did it. I think we survived. That's 3 damage. So Starla and Violet Ray pretty far down. I mean, Violet Ray is as far down as you can get, although she still had a burst fire to destroy or discard if she needed to. Oh, you know, I forgot. When you damage a part, you do gain a stress. So she was even closer to getting some trauma than I thought. But the Sparrow does limp out with a single hull left. Woohoo! So there you go. That was Starlight Space Combat. There's also space exploration and world exploration and leveling up your characters. But I think of the space combat as kind of the heart of the game, so I wanted to show you that as the main thing. And a lot of missions do involve actually destroying guys and not constant spawning, but this was clearly an escort protect mission, just to kind of show you something different. Hope you enjoyed it. Check out my separate review video. Good gaming, and we'll see you at the next stop.